Ladies and gentlemen, if they indict Donald Trump on removal of government documents, not even classified data, because he was president of the United States of America with the power to declassify, and every legal, he possessed the documents lawfully, and he was given those documents as president of the United States of America with the highest security clearance possible. And he didn't sign any read in or read out security briefings on how to handle or store classified data. That's another obstacle for the Justice Department. But if they decide to indict him on simply owning documents that they claim he shouldn't have, there is a couple of things they have to prove in a court of law, one of which is the intent, because Comey stated there was no intent funneling and siphoning classified data for 4 years on servers outside of the United States government, although Comey stated that there were legal statutes broken. No reasonable prosecutor would indict. I mean, it was a cybersecurity nightmare, okay? It was 30,000 emails deleted, and hey, I want a Hillary Trump 2024. I want to relive 2016. I'm still stuck in 2016. If you've watched this channel since 2016, you know that. But they have to prove that there was some kind of nefarious intent to negotiate with the National Archives, the Department of Justice, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It was a disagreement that Trump had. The National Records, the Presidential Records Act doesn't even have an enforcement mechanism. There isn't even a fine listed, much less prison time. But there are a couple of things that you should know, ladies and gentlemen. One, in June, the Federal Bureau of Investigation wrote him a thank you note. They went to Mar-a-Lago, he showed them the boxes, and then they said, well, you know what, you need a stronger lock to be installed on the storage room door. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. I'm citing the Wall Street Journal. You need a stronger lock to be installed in the storage room door. They knew he had classified documents stored at Mar-a-Lago. They didn't arrest him. I mean, if this was a grandiose, egregious national security issue, I mean, it's kind of hilarious when you had Uma Abedin with classified data flying around on her husband, the aptly named, his computer with pictures of who knows what, his last name, fine all over that computer. And so there was classified data on there. There was classified data swirling around outside of the U.S. government during President Obama's administration for 4 years when Clinton was Secretary of State. And even after then. But you have a situation where that was a secret server. So hit subscribe to this channel because there are a lot of things that people, since I'm stuck in 2016, it's actually important to hit subscribe, share this segment everywhere, and tell your friends about this channel because what Clinton did was secret servers, okay? This was Trump getting a thank you note, and the important thing, which is why you're watching this, is that he has the security footage not only of August, when they, had this dramatic raid, but also of June, when everything was fine, when they were just negotiating, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Department of Justice, and the National Archives knew he had this classified data in Mar-a-Lago. They knew. So in a court of law, what are they going to say? That this was an egregious act. He should never have had that classified data. His defense will be, look, we have you in June on video because the closed-circuit television is always running. There's security camera footage at Mar-a-Lago 24/7, according to the New York Post, Daily Mail, and other publications. So CNN, Trump considering releasing Mar-a-Lago surveillance footage. People say, well, you're setting your title that he's releasing. It's right here. Trump considering releasing Mar-a-Lago security footage. CNN. The best is yet to come. Trump releases new campaign style. So these are all articles. Trump releases powerful video hours. Okay, so Trump considering releasing, and then there's Newsweek, New York Post. He's considering, and Eric Trump talked about that they're going to eventually release that footage. But the June footage, not just the August, the June footage can be used if they indict him, and it can be used in a court of law. Federal prosecutors are going to have to prove that he had some kind of criminal intent removing classified data, or owning government documents after he's president. Okay, they're going to get him. They could possibly get him on actually owning the documents, but there was no time frame that he signed on to where he had to give the documents back. They might say, well, he lied and he said that all the classified data was given. Are you kidding me? You had Madam Secretary deleting and then destroying hardware with hammers. I mean, you can't. Here's the problem. The hypocrisy. It's not. There used to be something called hypocrisy. Now, Democrats, and they redefine words left and right, call it whataboutism. No, it's called hypocrisy. It's called people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. What you did was 1,000,000 times worse. But see, again, like, the Democratic Party is like a religion to the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats who are atheists, which is fine. Generally, their idea of spirituality, a great many, not all, there's some amazing liberal Democrats, beautiful people. I'm talking about a great many view morality as whatever CNN and people at their dinner parties agree with. It doesn't have to make sense. It could be a Steele dossier with Trump, saying that Trump was in a Moscow hotel room. It doesn't have to make any sense. But their view of justice is the apoplectic and hysterical media frenzy pertaining to Trump. The problem is they can't prove a crime. You could easily prove a crime with Clinton. Comey decided not to, even though he stated that she broke the law. In his it's actually a quote from him, where he said, well, they broke statutes, but couldn't find intent. Okay? The June video could be used in court saying, look, this was a disagreement. The Federal Bureau of Investigation already visited Mar-a-Lago in June. They knew the boxes were there. And they knew classified data was there. They might indict Trump on owning government documents that the entire government knew he possessed. And then if it's, he lied, the possibility exists that they could have had more classified data than what he stated. I mean, and it could have been easily like, look, you know what? The issue, when people say, you're a hypocrite, you said Clinton committed crimes. Nobody knows how classified data was funneled onto servers. How did she get those emails? It's impossible to even. Can you think you have an email account you could just get Pentagon emails? It's impossible. You know exactly how Trump, people around Trump put it on a truck, a U-Haul, and then just shipped it to Mar-a-Lago. And then check out the segment prior to this one. This whole thing was started by a partisan letter from the House Oversight Committee stating that, there were news reports in the Washington Post, and he went after Clinton, and we're really, apparently he already gave 15 boxes or a certain number of boxes back to the U.S. government anyway. And then they said, well, you know what, we want to make sure that he doesn't have more documents there. All right. So it's an issue with an outgoing president. I mean, they were desperate to have him leave, and they're still not happy. Now they're not happy. They didn't like it when he went into the Oval Office, and now they don't like it when he went out of the Oval Office, because he's just, my God, you know what? He had 15 boxes. Meanwhile, Clinton had 30,000 deleted emails, and classified data. Comey said, there was a certain number of email chains. That's nonsense. In 4 years? How are you Secretary of State? You have only a couple email chains with classified data. Again, I don't care. I want a Hillary Trump 2024. Nothing will make me happier on this planet. I'll vote for Trump, obviously. But I just want to see every wonderful, highly educated, wonderful liberal YouTuber, the $20 million venture capital funded people, to go and tell their viewers to vote Clinton again. It would be so beautiful for a number of reasons. But anyway, and I would vote for Trump, obviously. I want a great economy and a great foreign policy. The antithesis, I oppose, if the Lincoln Project votes for anyone, I will vote for the opposite person. Okay? So, Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld foreign policy, I am voting against at all times. Okay? That's how you go from Bernie Sanders to Trump. Okay? I wrote about that in the Federalist, but a lot of people don't read what I wrote. That's fine. People go, how could you go from Bernie Sanders to Trump? It's like, well, a million reasons. One being Bernie was cheated. Two being Trump, we had a record low in poverty in 2019 under Trump. Record highs in household median income. What more could you ask for from a president? Okay. Oh, but he's mean. He insults people. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll deal with that. And have a great economy. God forbid we have a great economy. This is why we can't have nice things as a society. Now we have mashed potato brains with, like, this ominous background. Hey, this is the soul of our country. It's like, we have a recession now. We are heading towards an economic collapse, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a catastrophe. So subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. I'll be doing more segments. And also H.A. Goodman's other channel. And I'm glad and thank you so very much. We're over 20,000 on H.A. Goodman's other channel and over 5,000 subs on the Stock Market Crash channel. And that's because of you. And I will start making content on both of those channels again. It's just a lot going on this channel. I'm trying to grow it, and we're almost at 200,000 subs. We're actually 1,500 subs away. So if you know 1,500 people, just tell them to subscribe to H.A. Goodman on YouTube. We'll get to over 200,000 subs. But when he releases the footage, security camera footage, the June, there goes the entire government's case against Trump. He shouldn't have had that. They knew. They were there in June. They didn't arrest him. What was the problem then? They actually told him to just put another a lock, a padlock, or a combination lock. They actually told him to just add a combination lock or whatever. And this is knowing that he had boxes of classified data. Knowing. And so then they might very well indict him. Just, they don't care if they lose the trial. Because they'll lose the trial. As a former president, you're entering territory that's never, it's never even happened, because the president has so much sweeping authority and powers, and there's such precedent protecting presidents. And this is an obvious political stunt. So it's like, if he was going to sell the documents, which he wasn't, which he's being accused of, by the way. Nobody accuses Madam Secretary of having, deals with classified data within the 30,000 she deleted that nobody knows of. Obviously, I'm not, but nobody has. But they're accusing Trump. Anything is possible with Trump to these people because they're obsessed with him. And by the way, here's another news flash for Democrats. Liz Cheney and Kinzinger voted 90% of the time with Trump. The only difference between a never-Trump Republican and a Trump Republican is that a never-Trump Republican will accuse Trump of everything under the sun and won't follow through on their promises, but they say the same things, and is more willing to engage in never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts or back military engagements. Other than that, they're pretty much the same people. One is honest, one is disingenuous and duplicitous. But it's the same message. Like when Kerry Lake defeated the Republican challenger in Arizona, the Republican challenger in the primary was saying the same things, but just with less enthusiasm. Basically the same things. But anyway, hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very important point. The June security footage, they have no case with that June security footage. Give me your thoughts below against them. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right